Purdue beats Gonzaga 80-68. They then go and beat Tennessee 72-66. Obviously we could spend 20 minutes talking about refereeing and all that stuff if we want to. This Purdue and Tennessee game was the game that I decided I was going to live tweet the officials in a positive manner.
Hilarious, by the way. Hilarious.
Thank you. I lost 7 followers because of that, which,
worth it.
I've just it is what it is, because in this day and age, you can't say anything good, you can't say anything bad about the refs, otherwise people are going to get mad. So, but anyway, Kent, what were your thoughts on these two games and just Purdue's performance overall?
Well, I have to know, though, because when I was watching that go down live on Twitter, you were being sarcastic, right? Or are you not going to say that right now?
100%.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure I wasn't reading that wrong.
It was painful to tweet those things.
Yeah. I'll skip ahead to the last game because I hate Tennessee. I hate the SEC in general. So anytime the Big Ten can take down one of those teams, especially Tennessee. I live in Tennessee, so I'm pretty wild to even be saying that right now because
they're going to come to your
and maybe
house.
That's why, because I'm around them so much and they're so arrogant for no apparent reason whatsoever. But I loved the game. And I've said this multiple times in the last few weeks throughout the tournament. I like watching Purdue. I think they're fun to watch. I think that Zach Edey's tough to be officiated, and he was officiated correctly throughout these last 2 games. I think. I mean, he's a big dude. He's hard to stop. Tennessee didn't have anybody that could stop him. They had to follow him and put him on the line. But besides that, though, man, there's so many other plays in this game that happened that you can point at and say that this Purdue team is still fun to watch. Fletcher Loyer hits a big 3, multiple big 3s in this game. Lance Jones down the stretch hits a massive 3-pointer. And without that there's still a chance that Tennessee could win this game. Other guys just stepping up. Mason Gillis playing pretty well in the first game against Gonzaga. I just love watching this team in general. I'm happy for Matt Painter. He took so much crap last year for losing to a 16 seed, not being able to advance in this tournament, and now, kind of like Zach Edey said in the postgame, look at us now. We're in the Final Four. No one can tell us anything. And you love to see it. As a fan of the Big Ten in general, you just absolutely love to see it, especially, like I said, taking down a team from the SEC. It was a great night for me. I was happy. I enjoyed it.
Was that when Edey dropped the F-bomb, the quote you were referencing there?
There was a couple different quotes. There was the I have a boner quote. There was that one right after the game, which was hilarious. But then, yeah, he did drop the F-bomb. But then after the game in the press conference, he was talking about how Rick Barnes didn't recruit him and how Tennessee is he's a great coach for Tennessee, but it's kind of funny to hear it from somebody that's so tall and so dominant right now, but he was overlooked and no one can say anything to him now. And it's, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of weird. The rest of it I was okay with, but the part about him being overlooked, it's dude, you're not going to get a letter from 300 colleges and they're not all going to come to your games and make sure that you're coming to their school. I don't know, man. But like I said, though, everything that Zach Edey said, it doesn't take away from the fact that no one can tell Purdue anything now, though, because they are in the Final Four, and they did take a ton of crap throughout this last year for going down to double-digit seeds multiple years in a row. So I'm happy for them, man. There's a couple guys on that team that are easy to cheer for. Even if you don't like Zach Edey, you can still attach to those guys and get excited about this team next weekend.
Yeah, I get the thank you, Dylan. We appreciate your contribution in the chat there. I'm sure that's what everybody's want to talk about. I get where Zach Edey was coming from with his he was overlooked thing there. I can't stand Ohio State basketball fans because they're all idiots. Not all of them. Fisherman's good, but a lot of them are, because there were Ohio State basketball fans that were like, why is this Edey guy saying that he was overlooked? He's one of the best players in the nation. It's no, because he wasn't even a top 300 recruit and he had 2 D1 offers. And now he had as many D1 offers as he is National Player of the Year. I think you're allowed to say you were overlooked. Now, I get why rival fans don't like to hear that. That's fine. But I think when you've won as many National Players of the Year as D1 offers as you had, like, it's okay to say you were at least overlooked, like in my mind. But yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, it's all about the greatness of Zach Edey. And, he played 38 minutes against Gonzaga, 39 minutes against Tennessee. I mean, how many 7'4" dudes, 300-pound dudes are you going to see out there playing, back-to-back games in 2 days, nearly 80 minutes? I mean, you're not going to see that hardly ever. And so, I mean, just he's fantastic. He's amazing. And we can argue about refs all we want, but at the end of the day, Zach Edey earned every bit of respect out of that. So, Shaps, if you don't want to keep going on about how great Zach Edey is, that's fine. But your thoughts on the 2 games?
Yeah, I don't need to continue to talk about Zach Edey. He's really good. He has nothing more to prove to anyone. Players are going to use whatever they need to get motivated, and they should. And Zach Edey's the best player in college basketball. He's completely dominant. So he deserves it. And it's fun to see a lot of people seeing him sort of for the first time. You get the reactions, you get the referee comments and all that stuff. And we've been watching him for so long. I've seen so many games of Purdue, so it's kind of funny to see the more national reactions to him. It was a fun game, though. The Tennessee would have won this game if they got help from anybody not named Dalton Knecht. Anyone. If anyone on Tennessee makes a shot, they probably can win this game. Knecht had 37 points, wasn't even the leading scorer in the game, and he had 37 points. Had zero help, none at all. Zakai Ziegler, who's really solid, usually 1 of 8 from 3. Nobody else on Tennessee was even in double figures. Dalton Knecht basically did it on his own and kept his team.
Didn't have double figures in this game?
No.
I don't know his first name because I felt like he was having an impact on the game, maybe not scoring wise, but it felt like I kept seeing his name a lot. It felt like he was involved in a lot of plays. I don't know. What's his first name, James?
Nobody was making shots.
Does anyone know his name?
I can't remember.
I'm going to shout him out. I'm giving Tennessee credit after I just said I hated them.
Dalton Knecht is insane how good he is. They could not stop him. I have no idea what Matt Painter was thinking at the start of this game. He had little Braden Smith guarding him, and no offense to Braden, but he's like half of Dalton Knecht's size.
I was say he just doesn't have the size to guard Dalton Knecht. Like
I didn't understand that at all. And then they tried who else did they put on him? They tried somebody else, and then like finally they went to their best defender, Lance Jones, and that's when Dalton Knecht still had a huge game, but like it wasn't to the degree that he was just completely dominating in the first half. I don't know what Painter was thinking on that. It was very bizarre decision. But the Vols hung around. It was a fun game because it was honestly just like watching 2 of the best players in college basketball go at it back and forth. So that was really fun. It's just that Purdue got more contributions from other guys like Loyer and Smith. Gillis was really off from 3. Other guys were not really contributing that much. But it didn't matter so much because Tennessee, towards the end of the game, they just couldn't get a rebound. Like Purdue was getting 2 chances almost every time. Tennessee could not get a rebound, so that's what really kind of put them away in the end. Oh, and shout out to Fletcher Loyer too for surviving that horrific cheap shot. Stop what that was a classless cheap shot by Zakai Ziegler, just pushing him like that. I cannot believe that Loyer was able to get up from that and continue playing. Just an absolute warrior. Absolute warrior. Fletcher
if that
Loyer.
happened to a guy, like if there's, I know there's not really a guy like that on Illinois, but if you did have a guy like that on your team, wouldn't you be jacked that he like was trying to do that though, or no? Or would you still be like, dude? Because immediately when he did it, I was like, I think I can't even repeat the first text that I sent. I was just like, this guy is basically what I said. You can fill in the blanks right there. But like, if he's on my team, though, I feel like I'm very excited about it, though, because he's trying to draw the foul there. No, you're still not?
Your team had all the momentum, and then you tried to do something like that. He nearly concussed himself. He threw himself down on the floor so hard. Did you see the replay? His head was like an inch away from just smashing onto the court. He almost knocked himself out of the game for no reason at all. The ref was standing. It's like he thinks there aren't cameras.
I think the timing was weird too.
Right? That's honestly, the timing made no sense at all. They had all the momentum going. Like, it was completely out of nowhere. The ref was standing right in front of him and just like was looking at him on the ground. Like, are you serious? It was an incredible play. I mean, really, hell of an effort by Fletcher Loyer on that play.
Dylan's gonna come in here and take us all out.
What is he going to say, though? It was so clearly, honestly, what is Dylan going to say? It was so clearly a flop.
There's no defense of what he just did.
And I'm not mad at him for it. Like, if I'm a Purdue fan,
hilarious.
I'm very excited about it. I will defend Purdue a little bit. Like, I'm excited if I'm a Purdue fan. I'm like, good job trying to take that flop right there and, like, sealing the game. I can get on the free throw line and really put this game away. Like, there's no problem with trying it. It was just absolutely ridiculous at the time, and it was so clearly a flop that like anybody that's not a Purdue fan is like, come on, bro. Like right now, like don't do that. Please don't do that.
Dylan has a lot to say.
Did you see that comment?
Dylan, we have to have you back on the show again soon. We've not had you in so long.
I want to know if Dylan thinks that fairness, like anything I said is wrong. But go ahead.
No. In fairness, like I thought I remember after that happening, like them showing a shot of Matt Painter where Matt Painter was just looking at him like, "What are you doing?" Like it's not like this is something that Matt Painter told him to go out there and do. Like, hey, go flop and try to get on the free throw line or something like that. Like, I get what you're saying, Kent. Like, if I'm a Purdue fan, I'm like, yes, try to get that foul and try to do that, and try to kind of put the game away there. By getting some easy points, but at the end of the day, it's like it's one of those things where it is what it is, and
it was just so extra. Like it was so not necessary.
Like I don't think moment. Matt Painter looks at him and he's like, "Hey, good job!" Like, yeah, do that again. He's just like, dude, like just play ball. Like
he was having a good game. Like
yeah,
so
we're the better
weird.
team. Just go out there and play ball. So I do want to get some super chats here. Dave says the biggest thing I hate about SEC fan is the schools don't do crap in the SEC, but their fans think the other schools' accomplishments are their own. This is, and just give me the floor here for a second, guys. This is one of the biggest issues with trying to run a Big Ten podcast is like you say anything about another school and their accomplishments and it's like, wow, no, but our school did this and our school did, in the SEC, like I've watched SEC shows on like YouTube before and stuff, and like fans of Tennessee will be hyping up fans of Alabama and like, oh yeah, we are the greatest conference ever. Like nobody in the Big Ten does that to each other. Minnesota fans hate it when you say anything good about Iowa. Northwestern fans hate it if you say anything good about Illinois. Ohio State fans hate it if you say anything good about Michigan. Like it's like, oh, you're a traitor and you can't do anything. You're so biased, and it's like I'm just trying to talk as best I can here on it, but we all hate each other so much. It's very difficult to try and do a Big Ten. Sometimes I envy the SEC podcasters. Do you envy them as well, Kent?
I feel like I do exactly what this comment is saying. I do this on Twitter all the time. I defend everybody in the Big Ten, so like I really don't have a problem with it. Like,
but it's not the norm. Like no Big Ten fan. I shouldn't say no, but like not a lot of Big Ten fans do that. Like SEC fans do though.
No, like I got ripped literally today because I like retweeted a Barstool thing that said, like, basically we don't care that you guys don't like watching Purdue. Like it was a Stephen A. Smith like video. And like everybody in my comments was like, actually we all hate watching Purdue. And I was like, okay, like you're not a Purdue fan, but I like watching Purdue. So like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm not the one to answer this question because I kind of cape for everybody in the Big Ten. This is not a good question for me, I guess. Oh, you're on mute.
Sheps?
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
What do you think, Sheps?
You can pretend like I'm not here if you want to talk junk about me.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like Kent is like 1 in a million with the way he like cheers on the entire Big Ten, and that's one of the reasons I like having him on is because he actually does cheer on the whole Big Ten. But then we have guests on who legitimately just hate everybody else in the Big Ten. It's like it's honestly kind of funny.
It ebbs and flows, to be honest. I mean, right now Purdue is our biggest rival and has been for the past 2 years as far as trying to win championships. I'm jealous, obviously, that they advanced and we did not. I wasn't rooting for them.
If Purdue plays UConn in the national championship, who are you rooting for?
UConn, because then it makes our loss not look as bad.
Oh, okay, all right.
That makes sense. But did you want to see? Like, you don't want to see Tennessee beat Purdue, though.
Yeah, I had a future on Tennessee that I placed like way before the tournament. So
you got to out for everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it helped, but I wouldn't have rooted for Purdue anyways.
Okay. I can't in good conscience cheer for the SEC at all.
I love how different the Big Ten is, and it's gotten even funnier, like doing a Big Ten podcast, seeing everybody hate each other in the Big Ten so much. And I mean, there are times when I roll my eyes, but yeah, Dave, good point to bring up. Dylan also says, paid my fine for not so family friendly content. This is a family program. Kent was the one that said boner.
That's true. Hey, that was a quote though. I didn't really say that. Zach Edey said it. I was quoting him.